and welcome back to North of the Broad. I am so excited to introduce our next guest. This is Anita Singleton Prather, but she's better known as Aunt Pearly Sue. Aunt Pearly Sue, welcome. It's so good to meet you and have you with us.
Thank you.
And Aunt Pearly Sue is here to talk about the original Gullah Festival. So let's begin with the history. 34 years ago it began, so how did it all start?
Some folks were reminiscing about the old Decoration Day celebration we used to have here. And that festival was birthed out of, it came right after the Civil War ended in April. And on May 1st, 1865 was the first Decoration Day. Union colored troops came through and realized that some of their comrades had been buried in a mass grave in Charleston near the old Washington racetrack. And for Africans, that was, you know, it was really an insult. Yes. So they dug up those 267 bodies and reinterred them in individual graves and decorated the graves with flags and flowers and shells. And so that's where we got the term Decoration Day.
Okay.
And that's an old West African tradition of decorating the graves. And so it took them 2 weeks to do that. And after they did that, they planned a great celebration.
And where did they do that?
That was the first one was in Charleston, South Carolina.
Okay.
And they said they had over 10,000 participants in the first parade.
Wow.
And it was later moved to Beaufort because we had the first national cemetery.
Right. And
President Abe Lincoln had designated those 29 acres in Beaufort proper as the final resting place for those who fought to preserve the Union. So those were the U.S. colored troops and the Northern Union troops. And so it became a huge, huge celebration here. And when I was growing up, on Decoration Day morning, Memorial Day morning, you literally could not drive the streets because that's how many folks would come home and would come here to Beaufort to celebrate Decoration Day.
Aunt Pearly Sue, for those that might not understand or really know the history of the Gullah people, I know they originally came from West Africa, many from Sierra Leone. Tell us just briefly about the culture of the Gullah people.
Well, it's the blending of all of those different West African countries that the Africans were kidnapped. They came here as involuntary servants on these southern plantations. And it blended with the cultures of the Europeans that became the masters, and blended with the Native Americans that were the original landowners. So it's the blending of those three major ethnic groups gave birth to Gullah, this culture that was, at one time, that was seen as something that to be ashamed of, now is a culture of pride and multiculturalism that includes all of us.
I love
Makes
it.
us kinfolk.
Yes.
So you my cousin, whether you
I
know
love
or
it,
not.
I love it. And the Gullah Festival is a celebration of the spirituality and the music, the art, the history, the culture. So the event is going to be on Friday, May the 24th, Saturday, and that Sunday. So talk about some of the activities that will be going on that weekend.
Well, Friday, that's Children's Day. So we have a lot of our local students from the various schools coming, and they're going to be the main entertainment that day. And so we're excited to showcase those students. Some of them I have gone into the schools and worked with them on different Gullah projects, so they'll be showcasing some of the stuff that was taught to them. So I'm excited about that. Also Friday afternoon, we'll have the Miss Gullah Teen Pageant. And so all day long on Friday, it's free to the public. You'll also have Gullah tours that are available. That's for a nominal fee. But as far as the live entertainment downtown, that's free. We'll have the Gullah Village that will include all kind of history tents. Somebody talking about Reconstruction, Mathis School, Penn School,
wonderful.
The Mumford Point Marines, all of that rich, rich history that we have here. Also the Grand Army Hall, which was like the Veterans Lodge for the U.S. colored troops. We have the only one that's still in use in the United States.
Oh my gosh.
It's only two African American Republic, Grand Army Halls. And we have the only one that's always been in use.
And then on Saturday?
Saturday, that's main stage. Beautiful, we have a beautiful lineup of local, national and international talent. We have one of my favorites is the South African Soweto street dancers. They are absolutely awesome. We also have yours truly, Gullah Kinfolk, and Pearly Sue. We do our production, musical production called Decoration
Day,
again,
right.
which gives the history of
Yes.
Memorial Day as we know it today, and how it was celebrated here. And children still 12 and under, still free. You know, Saturday is the only daytime that we actually charge an admission. Also, let me just back up a little bit. On Friday night, after we put the kids to bed at 9 o'clock, we have an adult affair called the All-White Dress Party.
Event, yeah.
And
right.
so bring your dancing shoes and just dance.
So it's a big party.
It's a big party with food and dancing and
you have to wear white.
All white dress.
And
yeah.
why? What's the significance of wearing a white dress?
That's our connection to the Caribbean.
I
the
see.
all-white
Okay,
dress.
right.
Mhm,
Yes,
mhm.
yes, nice.
And then Sunday.
Sunday?
Right. is excited. We have the Hour of Power church service down at the Waterfront Park, and then at 2 o'clock we start again with the main stage events, and we close out with the Marine Corps. Paris Island Marine Corps Band that connects us back to Memorial Day, to the military, and the celebration.
What a wonderful, wonderful event. The original Gullah Festival. Aunt Pearlie Sue, thank you so much for your leadership. You're a vice president of the festival. You've been involved for many, many years. Appreciate you bringing this rich history to all of us.
Yeah, come on. It's a
Come on.
family friendly.
Fair.
Family friendly.
And we'll be right back.